The chief growth officer of a successful tech company is thinking about starting their own business. They've been with the company for years, and they're ready to take on their own challenge. They know they have the skills to start their own business, but they're not sure if it's the right time. They're worried about leaving their job and taking on the risk of starting a new business, but they can't help but think about all of the possibilities if they were to go out on their own. You have strong business sense and a track record of growing companies. If so, you should consider starting a fractional chief growth officer service business. A fractional CGO is a professional who helps businesses grow and scale their operations. They can help with marketing, sales, operations, and even financial planning. This video will discuss what fractional CGO services are, why they are growing in popularity, and how you can get started with your own company. What is a fractional CGO service business? A fractional CGO service business is a firm that helps companies grow their businesses. They can provide services such as marketing, sales, operations, and financial consulting to small and medium-sized enterprises. Fractional CGO service businesses assist with tasks such as providing real-time market intelligence of new opportunities in the marketplace, developing and implementing strategies to reach new revenue goals, creating a cost-effective sales process that can scale with the company's growth, creating an operations strategy that will optimize profits while minimizing risk and maximizing customer satisfaction, guiding financial forecasting and capital raising. A fractional CGO service business is essentially an outsourced chief growth officer. The fractional CGO can help a company with its growth strategy without the responsibilities of hiring a full-time team member. Fractional CGO service businesses provide these services on a contract or project basis rather than on an ongoing full-time basis. Why are fractional CGO service businesses growing? The chief growth officer is one of the most in-demand roles at today's companies. If you're wondering, why should I start a fractional CGO service business? Then consider that there are many benefits for hiring one to assist with a company's growth. Fractional CGO service businesses are growing in popularity due to the following factors. They provide real-time market intelligence. A fractional CGO can help a company identify new opportunities for increasing revenue by providing up-to-date information on demand for products and services across their industry. They can track changes in consumer behavior and help a company adapt to changing market conditions. They develop and implement strategies. A fractional CGO can guide how a business should scale its current growth strategy while ensuring that they are not overextending itself. They can also help a company identify the revenue goals that will be most effective for increasing profits while minimizing risk. They create cost-effective sales processes. A fractional CGO can help a company develop effective strategies for reaching new customers. They can also guide how to retain existing clients best using tried and true customer acquisition methods. They provide financial forecasting and capital raising assistance. A fractional CGO can help a company's financial forecasting to track their capital expenditures and cash flow. They can also offer guidance when it comes time for a company to raise funds by identifying investors interested in the product or service offered. Why should you start a virtual chief growth officer business? Fractional growth officers and coach type positions are already in demand. The reality is that most entrepreneurs want to have the benefits of having a CGO refer them, but they don't have the budget for one full-time. A virtual growth coach can provide the same value as a traditional chief growth officer, yet at a fraction of the cost. Fractional growth coaches can offer a better value than traditional CGOs due to the high price tag associated with hiring a full-time CGO and the decision to either be an all-in business or not. A full-time CGO is typically the only option for coaching entrepreneurs and small business owners who want to grow their businesses but cannot afford a traditional CGO. In addition to providing value similar to the bottom line of having a full-time chief growth officer on your team, there are other advantages to running a virtual chief growth officer service business. You can work with multiple firms at the same time. Working as a freelancer or agency can maximize your earnings by working with multiple companies simultaneously. You can work from home, wherever you want. Most virtual chief growth officer service businesses are 100% remote, so you do not need to go into an office every day. This also means that you do not have to live or work near your clients. You can be anywhere in the world to serve your clients. You can build your personal brand. By building your own business in the industry, you are in charge of your time and activities. This is a great way to build up your personal brand by sharing what you know on social media, writing articles for blogs, etc. Benefits of starting a fractional CGO business. A fractional CGO service business is a way for entrepreneurs and coaches to provide the same value as full-time CGOs at a fraction of the cost. This means that you can offer better rates to your clients, generate more profit, and still get all of the advantages of running a virtual chief growth officer service business. The benefits of starting a fractional CGO business include: you can offer entrepreneurs and small businesses an affordable option for chief growth officers with the same value as full-time CGOs. By running your own business, you can choose when you want to work. Most virtual CGO service businesses are 100% remote, which means that you do not need to worry about fitting into the culture of an office or coming into an office every day. You can work from home, anywhere in the world. You can build your personal brand by sharing what you know on social media, writing articles for blogs, etc. Disadvantages of starting a fractional CGO business. Of course, not everything is perfect when it comes to starting a fractional CGO business. Some disadvantages of running your own virtual Chief Growth Officer service business include you have less authority compared to traditional CGOs because you are only working on call or as needed. You do not have the same authority offered to full-time CGOs. This could limit the amount of control you have over your clients, leading to more strategic planning being carried out by the CGO. This can lead to less input and responsibility, and it means that you might not be as involved with the growth of the business. It takes time to build your client base. Most virtual CGO service businesses start by targeting companies on a smaller budget, which means that you will probably have fewer clients at first than if you were working as a full-time CGO. This means more time is needed to build up your client base, with the goal being to increase your number of clients over time. It can be difficult finding new clients. It can be challenging to find new clients when fewer potential customers are available and when your competitors are also marketing to the same type of businesses. How much money you can make. The sky is the limit. The amount of money you can earn will depend upon your motivation, drive, and ambition. What market you decide to target, how well you promote yourself and your business, how good your service offering is, etc. There are currently no set limits or restrictions on what funds or fees growth officers may charge, since founders and CEOs certainly make a lot of money. It stands to reason that companies will be willing to pay you what you're worth if you're good at your job. Don't get discouraged if you're not making much money. You can do this while holding down another part or full-time job if you need to. I made less than $40,000 the first year and a half as a fractional CGO, but now, as my business grows, I'm making more money every month. In short, it depends. There are no set structures or restrictions regarding how much you can charge. You will quickly learn that the sky is the limit and that you can charge whatever you'd like. Initially, you'll probably want to charge hourly. This is especially true if you're doing management or interim work. As you grow and your brand becomes more influential, you will undoubtedly be able to charge flat fees for projects. How much time does it take? This depends on the type of client work you're doing. Some clients will require more attention than others. Out of the clients that I currently work with require as little as 10 hours a month. Others need more like 20 minutes, 30 plus hours per week. If you're working full-time on client work, this will take up much more time than if you were doing it part-time. The amount of time required to make the business successful and profitable will depend upon your motivation and drive. I've been successfully running my company for just over 2 years now. To put things in perspective, I started small with one client and slowly built up my business over time. Even though I can make more hourly now, I prefer flat fee projects because they're less headache for me. This month, I decided to transition my clients from part-time hourly consulting to fixed fee projects about 5 months ago. Tips for starting your company: you don't have to go it alone. A huge part of being successful is surrounding yourself with more intelligent people than you and from whom you can learn. This might mean joining a peer group, networking, or even paying for mentorship or coaching. Do your research on what's already out there. There are quite a few virtual CGO service businesses already. Do your research to find out how they're running their companies, what types of clients they're targeting, how much money they charge, and what kinds of services they offer. This will help you better understand the business to run yours more effectively. Keep in mind that many virtual CGOs are still getting started or are small right now. You don't have to match what they're doing exactly, but you should learn from them and use them as a model for your own business. Get the word out. You can't grow your company if people don't know it exists. I recommend networking with other entrepreneurs online through social media groups or joining a forum. You can also find clients through networking and word of mouth. Hire out. It might make sense to add a few employees to your team. This will help you grow more quickly by freeing up your time for more client work while still allowing you to delegate specific tasks and activities. Keep in mind that hiring employees adds additional responsibilities and expenses to your business. It didn't make sense to hire someone else when I first started. I did all the work myself, but it became clear that this was a good business decision to add employees over time. The decision to start a business is not easy, but it can be incredibly rewarding. If you're feeling pulled in two different directions, here are a few things to consider. First, think about your motivations for starting a business. What are you hoping to achieve? Are you looking for more freedom and flexibility? Or do you want the challenge of building something from scratch? Next, take a look at your current situation. Is now the right time to make this change? Are you prepared for the risks involved? Finally, talk to people who have been down this road before. Ask them for advice and learn from their experiences. Deciding to start a business is not easy, but you can build a successful, sustainable business that meets your goals with careful thought and planning. I hope this video has helped you understand how to start a fractional CGO service business. Thank you for taking the time to read my article. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact me. If you found value in this video, please share it with others.